And Aaron, Ivan, and Little Daddy 391. Good evening, guys. How are you all doing tonight? Just so you guys just so you guys know, we did keep our promise and we brought the Sith Lord, aka Emory, back this evening. And I know he's unfortunately got some news for all of us. He's gonna scare us. Yeah, he's gonna scare the living. He's gonna scare the life out of us. Yes, I'm trying to be good and watch the language. Well, Ivan Colin and Ivan Bays, both of you. 169. Glad to see you in. Ivan Colin, I can very well say I'm glad to be here tonight. Jason, how you doing, man? What Little Daddy 391, I really hope that tonight's stream will help improve your week a bit. And already with the questions, guys, I'm liking this. P Kelly 33, how you doing? Great to have you back in. And Coulter family, how you doing, guys? Oh, and did he say it was my turn to rant tonight? Oh, that's a dangerous one.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome to the live stream edition of the podcast. That's right. Give it up. I cannot have enough of that type of ovation. It means the world to me. The podcast is your home for rational crypto news. And you know what? Going to do this whole thing radio voice. All right. I don't do that enough and I miss it. The podcast is your home for rational crypto news and objectivity, leaving emotion at the door and talking about what we like, why we like it, and where we see it going. We are not offering financial advice. Nay. We are telling you what we do, and that is all. We don't slow down. We don't let up. Full speed is our only speed. I am your host, Scott, pragmatic investor who has won and lost fortunes. And joining me, as always, is the greatest producer of all time, Belle. How are we doing this evening, Belle?
I've been looking forward to this one all freaking week. I am seriously glad to be here.
Yeah. I'm fired up tonight. I don't know if you could tell. I'm a little bit fired up. Because we have a tendency to talk about what others are not talking about and bringing the focus onto use case cryptos because, as we know, these are what drive the market and bring innovation to a world that desperately needs it. The status quo is no longer acceptable, and it's time for a technological revolution. Welcome to crypto, and welcome to the podcast. Boys, girls, Santa Fe Mike, first shout out of the evening. Thank you for joining. Thank you for becoming a member of the podcast, man. You want to see something fun? Catch us on the Saturday night live stream. We don't check our language there. It's a little bit more fiery. Guys, look, we got a lot to unpack tonight. If you have been catching the daily videos, I'm pretty sure you probably have an idea which way we're going. But first and foremost, AMP is up today. It finally moved a little bit. It took a pry bar. It took more news than has been coming out about any other crypto. A literal plethora of world-changing events. El Salvador, Ukraine, Panama, Chile. And yeah, you know what? To me, four of that size, that's a plethora. It took a new chief counsel, a token buyback for them's what made a boo-boo. That proposal is going to pass, by the way. It's going to go through. It took a new governance systems. It took GK software. It took some doing. If it required this much effort and commitment for, intercourse, the human race would die out. And for all those bells and whistles, we briefly touched, or were close enough to touch, a nickel. A nickel. This is what it takes. I want you guys to go back and think about all the news. Think about my daily videos, if nothing else. If you don't go visit forums or anything like that, I tell you about this every single day. Think about all the stuff that has been padded on top of AMP in the last week. And we moved 3/1000ths of a cent. And it's kind of a speculative bump. Whatever goes up that fast has the potential to go down that fast. Welcome to AMP. I used to say, welcome to crypto, but the bulk of the crypto world has goldfish memory. So whatever happened 5 minutes ago never happened at all. It's not so with AMP. AMP, the Empire, remembers everything. We remember all of it. Every day, every minute, every news story, and every flicker of the market, we remember. I stress to my utmost. It is literally tattooed on me right there that this too shall pass. But it's hard to sell that when the battle cry of the Empire is buy the dip. And if I wanted to coin any phrase out of this show tonight, it is exactly that. The battle cry, the war cry of the Empire is buy the dip. Anytime there is a drop, that's what's on the Reddit. The end is here, all is lost, and buy the dip. Now, I personally don't really buy dips unless it is a massive dip. 10 to 15% in crypto is not a dip. It's Wednesday. It's whenever. This is an amazingly fragile and intertwined market. So what happens to one element of it typically affects the other elements. And when one thing is crashing hard, it doesn't go alone. Combine all of these individual yet intertwined elements with a fairly unknown token, AMP, and you get what we got. Welcome to it, Empire. It's not that it's unknown as in unlisted. It's clearly listed. It's unknown in that the majority of the people who look at AMP can't understand it, and very few read the white papers. They can't understand it because the concept is just beyond a lot of them. When you say collateralizing a payment, they don't know why that would need to occur. They have no idea. Why would you need to collateralize it? It just happens, man. It's magic. It's magic. Except it's not magic. It is a long missing element to a dated legacy pay rail that does not provide the type of security, privacy, and quality that they are charging 3% for on every transaction. They know. Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, all of them. They know it's a crap system. They have entire buildings staffed with people making jobs, man, whose sole purpose is to deal with the fraud that they allow onto their network because they have no real idea on how to stop it. They make the merchant eat it. They make the customer eat it. And ultimately, they make you eat it. That 3%, we just talked about that. That 3% they charge the merchant for the honor of using their crap pay rail. Do you think the merchant pays that? Do you? You pay it with every purchase. It is an inherently flawed concept that has outlived itself, that outgrew its capabilities, and it's time to go away. Now, AMP is a long token, and I'm pretty sure I mention this from time to time, but it is truly a long token. Now, for me, and again, when I say the podcast or whatever, I'm speaking for me. I only speak for myself. I do not have so much ego to think I could speak for somebody else. But for me, I don't mind the long because I am in more than one crypto. I'm in many cryptos. I make coin calls on our Discord all the time. I don't care what the price of AMP is right now because I don't buy it with my own money. I buy it with other people's money. When you're building your AMP bags with profits from your short terms, when you really get to that point, the entire psychology of AMP changes for you. And I mean it. You are indifferent to the price of it this year or next year. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because although you own it, you didn't pay for it directly. It is then, at that point, truly an investment. That's what I advocate for. That's why we started the podcasts. That is why I mention so many other tokens on here, opportunities. The market is big. It's broad. It has something for every taste. Take advantage of these. They, right up there, FET, Poly, Scale, these are what you use to build your long-term holdings. And I know that I sound like a broken record, and I understand that multiple wallets, multiple trades, lots of valuations, I understand that it can be intimidating. But as finance is now going decentralized, and it is, we're at the beginning stages of it, but it's coming here. As finance continues to become decentralized, your investments need to be decentralized as well. If you're in just one token, even if it's a good one, you are doing yourself a disservice by not taking advantage of all of the other opportunities to grow those long-term tokens gratis. I see a lot more posts in my very own chat channels about people quitting AMP. They loved it, but it's not moving. They're selling it and moving on. And for the life of me, I can't understand why. Now, I get it. From a pure dollar standpoint and a pure right now goldfish memory, I get it. But you knew it was long when you started investing in it. It's foundational. It's a foundational token. Historically, slow growth, regardless of the type. have you considered leaving your AMP where it is and just starting a new wallet? I think it's a fair question. I have three wallets. I have my long terms. I have my turn and burns, and I have a gambling wallet, which I just recently started. Now, am I just the smartest guy on the planet? Nobody could manage that, right? Too much. Just me? Spoiler alert. I'm not that smart. I am not. I'm just disciplined. I preach, diversify your portfolio. If you are not sure how or where to put your money, where you should be looking, you know what? I never do this. I'll do it this one time. Join our Discord. Tons of information gets tossed around there. It's not for me, but there might be some value there for you. Doesn't hurt. All right. This one got a little bit preachy. I do apologize. I just want to make sure that I am stressing the point that when you finally disconnect from that one, all eggs in one basket, this is it, I'm a tribalist, nothing else matters. When you finally separate yourself from that mindset and start taking advantage of what the market offers, when you start using other people's money to build your AMP bags, when you get there, the entire way that you look at AMP from that point forward changes 100%. Not just AMP, all of your long-term tokens. I have several long-term tokens. 2 of them are right there on top. These are long terms. Don't care about the price. I don't use my money to buy the bags, but they absolutely increase. So, all right, guys, I'm sorry. I'll get off that soapbox. We got a lot to unpack this evening. We got a new general counsel. We got governance. The first proposal passed. I want to talk about all of it, and I want your questions about it, if you please. We don't limit questions to AMP. Whole crypto world is open. Anything that you want. If you have questions, we will endeavor to answer them. We're going to bring on your favorite cloudy day taxman, Emory. He's got a whole bunch that that's about to affect your reality. And I want to make sure that we give him all the time he needs this evening. And, of course, he will hang around to answer any tax questions that you might have after the show. So, Belle, madam, are we happy this evening?
Very happy this evening.
Are you actually listening and paying attention? We were on the member stream last week, and I asked her a question 3 times. She didn't even get back to me. I thought we lost connection. She just wasn't paying attention. I think she was playing Candy Crush. Because when I looked up, when I went up to the Zoom meeting, I see her with her phone down here as I'm asking questions. I felt great about that, and you know, you did it, Belle. Admit it. Just say you did it.
Multitasking, hello.
Mm-hmm. All right. But we're not multitasking. You know what? I'm the center of attention. I'm going to be very, very shallow right now. So if we are happy, I have to ask, Belle, do we have any questions, comments, concerns, or observations that I might be able to address right now before the break? I got time for one.
We have a couple of questions already.
We're only taking one. Hit me with one.
Aaron Hopkins, when is the Shopify integration going to go live?
You know, they've been talking about it, and I understand that people are really, really excited about the Shopify integration. I understand why. I get it. But every time that we start talking about this, it brings me back around to a very fundamental concern. I have the big elephant in the room. We can integrate this thing everywhere that we want right now. But I don't believe, personal opinion, don't sell your AMP. Don't unsubscribe. Personal opinions, op-ed. This is why you guys tune in. The desire to start spending crypto right now, aside from a little niche type, hold my beer, watch this kind of thing, I don't think it's there right now, regardless of volume, regardless of integration, regardless of how many stores it's in front of. It's not time yet. Now, everywhere outside of the U.S., big thumbs up, big fan. That's why I cannot wait for next year and the year after, because we're not just bringing on Shopify. We're going to bring on Ukraine. We're going to bring on Panama. We're going to be bringing on Chile. We're going to be bringing on Central and South American countries. I'm a lot more excited for that than I am for Shopify. I understand the question. I can't answer it. And honestly, if it integrated tomorrow, I don't think you would see the price of AMP change any. So I'm not trying to take any wind. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to take the wind out of your sails, just my opinion. So, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron, I hope that answered the question. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take just a very short break. There's some more poison in the glass that it was a gift, so I'm obligated to drink it. It's bad. But you know what? I'm not that kind of guy that I would, this sucks. I'm not going to, So anyway, let me wet my whistle a little bit. Let me get the folks up and online and ready. And we are going to be back with Emory the Taxman. And I don't think I'm going to like a single thing he says, but I hope you do. So ladies and gentlemen.
We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting the folks up here right now. As you can see on the screen, we got Emory, the tax man, who just let me in on a little secret. For anybody who watches my daily videos, you notice that I mention Plant versus Undead a lot. I think it's hysterical. I mean, it's a pure NFT meme coin. I think it's funny, and I think it's funny that the volume of Plant versus Undead greatly exceeds the 24-hour volume of AMP. So that's like my measuring stick for it. But our own Emory just admitted to me that he purchased some Plant versus Undead. Emory, without any further ado, sir, please take it away and please explain that decision. I think it's marvelous, and I have to admit that I also own Plant versus Undead. I think it's hysterical. Take it away, sir.
Yeah, sure. So, as all of you know, I value coins every once in a while. In fact, I'm doing 3 today. And I did value Plants vs. Undead just a few days ago, and I valued it at 0.0 cents.
I think that's about right, man. I do, but you know what?
But it's trading for over almost $3. It's kind of crazy.
I know, isn't that marvelous?
Yeah. So I broke down. I bought one. It's not my proudest moment, but I did. And I'm interested to see what it does. If it goes up in value, I might reconsider my position. I'm
no, I'm not gonna let you, man. All right, it's a dog. It's a dog with fleas. I get it, man. I know it's fun, but it's really not. All right, it's a silly NFT coin, man. I'm just saying, Emory, you can do better. Please carry on, sir.
We could probably do better with the coins I'm about to mention, though. So I'm valuing 3 today. One is Yieldly. I'm doing Cody and Algorand. So let's do Yieldly first. First of all, this is a relatively new coin. I believe it just its ICO was in June, I want to say.
Yeah, it's a babe in the woods.
It's new. And I did some analysis, and I'm valuing it at around 3, maybe 3.5 cents.
Okay.
It's not worth a whole lot, and that's not because the concept behind the coin isn't innovative or it's not a good coin. It just doesn't have a lot of data on it. There's just not a lot out there yet. So it's not a bad coin. It's new and it doesn't have a whole lot behind it yet. So maybe it'll grow, maybe it won't. But I'm putting it about 3 cents right now.
See, now I'm not too terribly far off with you, and probably for the same reason. It's fine to speculate, and it is fun to speculate. Sometimes that's why I have a gambling wallet, but I just don't like to pour money into brand new, no history, we don't really know kind of things. Sometimes it works. If it's a micro coin, sure, maybe I'll dump a little bit of something in it, but the small cap coins with no history, they just don't interest me that much. like you, like to do in-depth valuations on my tokens. I strongly recommend that anybody watching this show also does the same. Please form a value, do your research, dig in, and find out why. But no, I agree with you on that one, man. If it does not have a lot of history, then there's not a lot I can base this on. And, market trends, move to the market, stuff like that, I don't want to make that my deciding factor. So I don't think you're too far off, sir. Please carry on.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of like an infantile compound. That's the
Little
vibe
bit,
I
right? Yeah.
but we'll see what happens with it. Next one, Algorand. I like the idea of Algorand. I think it's really cool. It's an excellent layer 2. I think it's something that the ETH platform could probably use to revive it, if anything. I'm putting that one at $1.59. That's where I'm valuing it.
And it's probably not too terribly far off also. Now, I'm not the fan of Algorand. I'm not. If you look at my board and you see what's up there. Now, my big one is for any level 2 out of any of them is I defer to scale. And I equate scale to kind of ADA, not in, one's a level 1, one's a level 2. So not from that kind of comparison, but from the way that they are rolling out their token. They are being slow. They are being meticulous. They are not going to push something out to all of their servers and say, we'll fix it later. We're in a hurry. Let's rush to market. Let's get it out. But the big thing why I pick scale over anything else is none of these things are trying to – scale is on chain. I mean, I want to be real clear about that. Scale remains on chain. Algorand, Polygon, so forth. For the briefest of moments when they're processing these transactions, there's no visibility on it. All right, you cannot see it from the Ethereum chain. It takes it completely into itself, does its process, and puts it back on. I don't like that. I don't like the volume of transactions that we're talking about here being losing visibility on them. And you don't do that with scale. I'm not trying to sell you scale. I don't care, even though at this price right now, I think it's a bargain. But that's why I see it long term, because scale is building and designing itself to support and improve Ethereum, not trying to kill it, take business away from it, and so forth and so on. So that's just why it's my personal preference. But I mean, Algorand's blue chip, man. That thing ain't going anywhere. I happen to like your valuation. I think it's pretty close. So please carry on, sir.
Sure. Last one's Cody. Cody's something I like a lot. I think that it has potential to be innovative. And this is something I valued a little bit higher than I think I normally would. I'm valuing Cody at 34 cents.
That is a big number for you. How'd you arrive at that number?
Yeah. So Cody's been a little bit wavy lately.
Oh, it's been on a ride, yeah.
Yeah. So what I did was, and my very first valuation, trust me, it wasn't 34 cents. It was actually 30.4 cents. But I upped it a little bit. And the reason I upped it is because I feel like the news in their direction is positive. I think that people are going to like it more than they are now. I'm not saying it's going to rival some current things like AMP or other processing systems, but I think it's something that people can get behind. And I've seen it go up a little bit with some positive news. So it tends to go up with positive news. I think only more positive news will come to it. So that's why I put it at 34 cents instead of
move to the market. Well done. So even your valuations are developing, dude. I'm loving. I'll tell you what. If nothing else, man, I'm just loving watching you develop into the crypto world more and more. You guys know I like Cody. All right, I got videos up on the thing. I liked it. I liked it early. Just let me put it there. I like there's a couple features of Cody that I really like and that are resonating well. Right now, of course, it's popping off because they have held hands with Cardano, and this is going to be a thing going forward. Cardano has a passionate audience. I know, because there's ADA in my long-term bags. I am passionate about it as well. But they have a very passionate audience. So anything that partners up with them is going to get a lot of that goodwill pushed over onto it. Now, Cody is not doing what AMP's doing, and it cannot do what AMP can do, period. They are not an asset-agnostic rail. This is a different thing. I have read the white paper. If you haven't, do yourself a favor. But one of the little pieces that they're holding on to that they embraced, and I think it's a good idea, is they are really, really keeping their focus on stable coins. They're pushing them out there. Now, one of the nifty features of Cody that I liked is that, say you are Emory's tax shop and you exist on the Cody network. Cody will actually allow you to create your own stablecoin, Emory's tax shop stablecoin, that you control, meaning you control what it is, the value, and the rewards that can be offered if you pay for at Emory's tax shop with Emory's tax coin through the Cody network. So you are effectively incentivizing businesses. You're incentivizing consumers to not only purchase your coin, but you can offer them benefits on it. It's closer to a gift card at that point in time. It builds customer loyalty. It builds brand recognition. I love what they're doing with that. I think it's brilliant. Now, again, is this going to show up in Panama? No. I mean, is this what they're going to use to, could they do right now what AMP and Flexa did in El Salvador? Absolutely not. It's not that kind of system. But as far as a pure business-facing consumer merchant type of pay rail, I think there's some there. And obviously, man, look, I'm invested. I have bought and sold Cody 3 times. I mean, this thing, you're exactly right, Emory. It's on a hell of a roller coaster. So I agree. I like it. I think it's a good thing. But I know I'm not supposed to mention it because the perception could be that they're a competitor to AMP. We're an AMP channel. I'm wearing the Flexa t-shirt. I'm not even supposed to talk about that. But we don't do that here. We don't hide from the challenge. We rise to the challenge. I think Cody is strong. I think you can profit on it. And I think there's some there. I really do, and I'm a big fan of it. Not telling you to spend your money on it, but I am telling you that I have spent mine on it. So I like that valuation, Emory. I think it's great, and I think that was a good pick. So please carry on, sir.
All right, now time for some news. Infrastructure bill, everyone's favorite. All right.
You know what? Before you go, I'm going on mute because I will cuss.
No, I got questions for you. You can't go on mute. All right. So for those of us that have retirement accounts, and I imagine a lot of us do, and in the upcoming several years, a lot of us will put crypto in our retirement account. It just seems to be just a smart move, especially if you're a savvy investor. Now, if you have crypto in your retirement account, you will have an account cap asset on how much crypto you can have in there before you can possibly get what's called a wealth tax. Whew. Yeah. All right. So we always talk about. Go ahead.
You can't see my brow, but it is furrowed right now. Okay, what is this number? Why are they getting into it, and why do they care?
All right. So they care because they think that crypto needs to be regulated on a bit of a higher scale than other types of assets or property types, for reasons beyond me. So this number, the magic numbers so far is $10 million. At the $10 million mark, you can be assessed up to a 2% wealth tax. Now, what that means is that, and prior to this show, we always say that crypto is only taxable when you sell it, you trade it, or give it away for certain things, or use it in business transactions. And that's true, but it may start changing here when this bill is passed. A wealth tax is instituted when you don't technically have a taxable event, such as when you trade it, when you use it for business, when you do anything with it. It's just sitting in your account, right? So you just may be assessed up to a 2% tax on whatever your holdings are, just for them being there. If your crypto assets exceed $10 million,
they can't do that. They can't do that. It's property. It is property by their own definition. It is property. Mm-hmm. So how can you give me a taxable event for property? That's like taxing my car for leaving it in the driveway. You can't do that. How are they justifying this? How are they rationalizing this? You got to know what the blowback of this is. It's a perfect question. Is it property or is it currency? It seems like we should be able to answer that question, but it doesn't seem like Washington can. They're going to be coming in here and this is what you just said. They're going to be coming in there and snagging a wealth tax on my property that I haven't used, moved, or had any kind of transaction with. It's my car sitting in the driveway. So you're saying they're going to come and start taking 2% of that car?
Right. So if they have it the way it is now and it is drafted, that doesn't mean it won't change or will change. Who knows? I'm just saying it's in there and it could be up to 2% of assets over 10 million.
So it is just outright pure, no other BS around it. It is pure, you have too much and we're going to take some. You can say it. We all know. You can say it.
Sounds like it.
Okay.
And
everybody's okay with this. Where there's no lobby, there's nobody standing up here and saying you guys are talking out of both sides of your head. You can't do it, have it both ways. It is currency or it is property. If it's property, you can't do it. If it's currency, then you can't tax it when I spend it. It has to be one or the other. You cannot have it both ways. Where am I off? Where's my logic wrong here?
You know, what's interesting is that over the past month or so, a lot of crypto, I wouldn't say agencies, but lobbying groups have been hounding the White House about what's happening in this crypto bill. So it's not just the wealth tax they're concerned about. They're concerned about what constitutes as a broker, or they're concerned about, the possible capital gains increase, because that increase is directly tied to crypto. So, it's a lot of people are lobbying against it, and I'm not quite sure who's going to win in the end here.
Well, I think we know who's going to win. I'm pretty sure we know who's going to win. So, you know what? This would be a better. You know what? I'm going to save it. I'm going to ask him the question on the member stream. I'm not going to say it here because, again, Emory's a licensed guy. He cannot. He's a tax guy. He's licensed, but he's not a lawyer. All right. You don't get client confidentiality with Emory, and he would tell you the same thing. So I won't ask him the question here, but I will ask him on the member stream, because what I'm getting from this is that it's better to keep my crypto on the DeFi where it cannot be identified as belonging to me. I'm not asking him that question here, but I will ask him on the member stream, because that's what I'm getting out of this. It seems like as soon as it comes to light, and if you have too much, they're going to be snagging it. They are going to be taking bits and pieces of your property, whether you use it or not, whether you have a transaction with it or not. You have too much, and we're taking 2% annually. That's what I heard, and I'm pretty sure that that's probably what's going to go through. I'm not happy about this. But, Emory, thanks for getting me fired up here on the stream, man. Please carry on. I'm sure you got more good news.
So other stuff in the bill. The increase in capital gains rate is almost a certainty now. So instead of 20%, it's very, very likely to be 25%. So normally it's you're either taxed at 0, 15, or 20. There's a really, really good chance that would be 25% in 2022.
So just a blanket increase. So basically, come 2022, if I commit the same acts, the same way, the same method, the same volume that I do to this year, come 2022, it's going to cost me 5% more. That's what you're saying, right?
So they're in buckets, right? So if you have more than $400,000 worth of income from capital assets, and that's where that 25% kicks in.
Okay. Well, we've discussed this. You just kicked me in the scrotum for 5%, Emory. Thanks for coming on, man. I think this is great. And I'm pretty sure that there's probably several other people out here that are at least in the same boat as I am. And if they're AMP holders long term, you're going to be. All right, you're going to be. Trust your Scott. It's going to be okay. All right, Emory, what else you got, man? Belle, you haven't said anything. Surely this upsets you a little bit.
Oh, I am dangerously close to actually going on a rant about all of this, but I'm going to be saving it for tomorrow night. That way I can actually get it out without my face being on camera.
Why don't you bring this up when we're having the meeting? Guys, we have a powwow the night before a live stream. We discuss what we're going to be discussing. You know what? We're low rent, but we still want to be a quality stream. We want to keep we still want to be a quality stream. So yeah, we try to keep it going for you guys. But I noticed that, Emory, you knew all of this yesterday, and you didn't mention any of it. Were you saving it so that I would come out here and unzip my fly on the live stream and just start pounding the desk? Is that what you're doing? Is this part of your plan? Is that what it was here, Emory?
Confirm nor deny.
Yeah, you knew yesterday, and you didn't say a damn thing. And Thomas G, thank you so much for the $10, man. Guys, look, the super chats go straight to Emory. They go straight to Belle. I don't need your money, but whatever you guys kick in, this is what I pay these guys with. So we appreciate it. All right, we're not asking, but if you do, I appreciate it. I give it to the guys. So, okay, Emory, what else you got, man? Come on, my day has not been made bad enough yet. I had a great day. I had a great crypto day. I made a killing on Polymath. So I've been having a great day. Please make it worse.
Sure, I can do that.
I bet.
All right.
Oh, wait a minute. Here you go. This is for you, Emory. You guys can't hear him, but the audience can.
Oh, hey, you.
Carry on, Emory.
So be prepared for if you use larger crypto platforms like Coinbase or Kraken or Gemini or anything like that. They're going to be subject to reporting requirements, and they're going to be new to this. Okay, they never had to do this before. So when they issue your 1099-Bs, be prepared for it to be riddled with mistakes because they won't know what they're doing. If you know what you're doing, then awesome. Read it over and make sure that it's right. And if it's wrong, correct it on your tax return, because just because they issue it wrong doesn't mean, and it's in your favor, doesn't mean it's right. And if you report it wrong, the IRS doesn't care. It's the taxpayer's responsibility to make sure that they pay the right amount of tax, not over, not under, the right amount. And if you use the excuse, well, they sent me this form, the court's going to say, I don't care. I don't care.
Isn't this kind of your job to make sure this doesn't happen to me, Emory? Is this not your job? Do we not have this kind of relationship? Do I not give you everything? This is your job, man.
That's what you pay me for.
This is your job, man. All right, handle this, please. I really don't want to hear any more of this kind of good news, man. You know what? But I do. If you have anything left, please.
Nothing, no news, but I did have some homework from last week, and I'm going to follow up on that. I believe it was Neil that asked me about UK crypto taxes, and I have some information.
Hit it.
So the UK does crypto taxes drastically different than the US does. So, but however, similar to the US, they don't treat it as currency. It's treated as a type of asset. So in the UK, how your crypto is taxed is dependent on how you spend it. A little bit different. So if you spend it, at the mall or whatever have you, it's classed as a capital gains tax, which are favorable actually in the UK, just like here. But if they're used as part of business transactions, then it's income tax and it's put into much larger tax buckets. So it's actually more favorable to use them personally than they are business transactions.
So just none of this is going to go anybody's way. It really doesn't matter where you live, does it?
Doesn't look like it.
Okay, I'm going to give you one more piece of homework. I want everybody listening, everybody on the stream tonight to listen. I'm going to give you one more little piece of homework tonight. Tell me about the crypto taxes in El Salvador. That's your homework. All right.
Alrighty.
And this is going to be much more relevant as the calendar marches on, as more countries come online. This is going to become more relevant. And there is a reason that I still put all of my profits into AMP because of all these other countries. And when you are the one that you're in continually bangs you for being a successful investor, for having the foresight to get in early. When the country that you live in continually tears you apart for it, and you start to see more and more of the world opening up and being favorable to you, say, no, we like what you're doing. You should bring that here. You should do that. This is going to become a lot more relevant. And one of the things that holds up a lot of people from making moves like this is the fact that you're going to get into a currency issue. Well, guess what? AMP's borderless. Doesn't matter where you are. It spends the same. It doesn't matter. As this can, you know what? That's a whole. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna do this right now, man. We're about to go on break. I was gonna go on to one hell of a rant right here, but you know what? It's a good rant. There's a reason that I'm in AMP. There's a reason I stay in AMP. There's a reason I continue to put these videos out, because if you don't have the foresight to see where the world is going, I can't help you. But if you do, you're going to be wearing the T-shirt too. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys could please give us 60 seconds. We are coming back. Belle, do you have questions lined up?
Oh, there are quite a few questions lined up for when we do our question segment. So
Okay.
yeah.
And those, we are going to be getting into that right after this, guys. Please give us 60 seconds. We're coming back. We're finishing the show with questions. So
We'll be right back.
ladies and gentlemen, we're just about to get to questions. Belle had a rant. And I know I've been getting some emails. Why don't you let Belle talk? Why don't you let... You know what? I'll give her all the screen time that she wants. And starting up here real soon, Belle and Emory are both going to be putting private videos up on the members section of the podcast. So if you are a big fan of Belle, she's going to be putting up very personal stuff. If you're a fan of Emory, nobody should be a fan of Emory, by the way. He costs you money every time he comes on here. I just lost 5%. So I'm not happy. But Belle has got a little bit of a rant. She wanted to get it out, and then we're going to go with questions. So Belle, madam, greatest producer of all time, please take it away.
Oh man. Okay, so I've been doing a lot of research lately into the different coins that are out there, and some of what I'm finding is absolutely freaking ridiculous. Okay, I'm going to start with the first one, TerraCoin. Okay, TerraCoin's own white paper says that the core principle of their foundation, and it's actually pretty high up on the charts right now. So their core principle is to improve the world while improving our blockchain technology. Really? How you guys going to do that? Does your white paper say how you're going to freaking do that? No, it does not. Absolutely not.
Well, you know that. No, I'm with you on that one. It's kind of funny how these meme coins goes. They got the Save the Trees coin. You got TerraCoin. You got a lot of these things. They all have the same underlying principle of vagueness. We're going to do. It's the same reason that I won't touch ICP. And ICP is almost considered a blue chip stock. But when I went and look at their white paper, the top of their white paper says is that if you don't have effectively a master's or doctorate level understanding of economics, you won't understand our white paper. I counter that, of course, with saying, why don't you write it so I can understand it? Because if you can't explain it to a 5-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. That's where you get your TerraCoin, your Save Your Trees. You know what? I give more credibility to plants versus zombies. I really do. At least they're clear of what they are and what they're about. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Belle. Carry on. What else you got?
Okay, so the next one that I stumbled across, and this one I've been doing some research into things you can mine. Okay, I stumbled across Turtle Coin, literally Turtle Coin. They say they're a peer-to-peer open source electronic currency that's easy to get and completely private. I looked at this and I flat out went, okay, the one thing that popped into mind was, am I turtly enough for the Turtle Club? There is no white paper available on their website. None. I checked.
Well, that sounds like just a solid investment right there, and they probably have a higher 24-hour volume than AMP. They really do, man. There's something for everybody.
Oh, the next one I've got is the manatee coin. What the heck is it with the animal coins? Okay, this This coin again is just it is supposed to be a secure coin that again you peer-to-peer transactions that's what you do with it. It's linked to Bitcoin. It has had no volume, none, for the past 24 hours, but yet somehow it's up 5.29%.
This sounds like
Explain that one.
this sounds like an Emory coin. What do you think, Emory? You gonna get on some manatee? You know,
Yeah, no.
I think on one of our live streams, I think on one of our live streams, I can create a coin. It'll take me about 15 minutes. You guys can watch the process. I'll put the screen up there. You'll watch me create a coin. It takes about 15 minutes, and boom, we've created a cryptocurrency. The Great Scott lives. It's ready to roll out, and yeah, so maybe we'll put it up there. But you know what? If you build it, they will buy it. And it really doesn't seem to matter what it is. Somebody has more money than sense, and they're going to invest in it. All right, Belle, was that your last one, or are we ready for questions now?
I've actually got one more that you were even wanting to dig into. The the next one that really caught my attention, and I was this close to absolutely making fun of, is Pirate Coin. Symbol R. Literally, it's ARRR. Now this one, the name is absolutely ridiculous, and I mean absolutely freaking ridiculous. This one, on the other hand, it's oh, it's a fully private crypto and shielded blockchain originating from the Komodo ecosystem. Okay, its purpose is to solve Zcash's fungibility problem. I've got to do a little bit more digging into it, but its white paper is 21 pages long and actually seems pretty well developed for what it is.
You mentioned this. She did mention this to us offline, and I did some looking into it. There might be some there. Now, if you see me kicking out a video for it, I would love it because the thumbnail is so easy, just a big ass pirate flag and R, and I could have a ball with that. But I did a little bit of digging into this one as well. Now, I have not completely digested the white paper. I did skim it. There might be some there. I'm just saying, keep an eye on the podcast. If you see R coming up, that means that I'll put my money where my mouth is. I will never pitch a coin. I will never do a video on a coin that I haven't invested in. All right. I don't tell you what to do. I tell you what I did. So, no, I think that's a good catch on that one, Belle. I do. So I appreciate the digging. All right. So if you got nothing else, we are finishing the show with questions. Belle, take it away.
All right, Doge Vamp. Scott, what do you know about America's economy right now? Because I heard it's really bad right now. I will never leave Vamp.
America's economy? Well, America's kind of a controlled, is an economy that's under central control in everything but name. You know what? There's no way I can do this without getting political, so I'm not going to answer the question. Let's just say right now we're having a raw materials issue. We're having a supply line issue. We're having chain breakdowns. We're having a little bit of trouble. But you know what? When you shut down a world for a year, you're going to have trouble. So how we come out of this is going to be, you know what? I'll do a video on it. How about that? I love the question, but I can't really answer it without getting heavily political, and I don't cross the streams here, but I thank you for the question. Belle, carry on.
Erica, I hold HBAR. Anyone else excited about this crypto?
HBAR. There's some there. I'm just going to leave it right there. Now, it's not one that I personally invest in. I don't own any HBAR, but I'm certainly not going to attack anybody who, you know what? I'm not going to attack anybody who owns anything. You can buy Turtle, and good, well done. At least you're investing. HBAR, I get it a lot. And you know what? If nothing else, it has a very passionate community. Now, I'm not going to, I could spend 10 minutes taking this thing apart. I'm not going to. This is a question thing. But Erica, I happen to agree. I think you made a good decision, and I'm just going to leave it there. Belle, carry on.
J Bones Grows the 2 Jr. Never heard you speak much on Matic, sir. Good long term, in your opinion?
Yep. Matic, come on. It's a blue chip. I'm just, again, I'm going to leave it there. These are all ones that I could really, really take apart and get into, but they're blue chip. They're well known. They have legs. They have history. We've seen them go up. We've seen them go down. We've seen them develop. So I'm just not going to spend a lot of time on those. There's tons of crypto channels out here that are probably taking them apart better than I would do it. Now, they might do it from a different angle. It's going to pump. You're going to be a billionaire. Yeah. I don't really do that here. So I try to stay. You know what? You're doing well with Matic, and I will leave it there. Belle, carry on.
Doja Bam, do you still have positive views on brain trust?
I do. Look, you guys, if you watch a channel for any length of time, I'm a 30,000-foot view, looking through the bomb scope kind of guy. Brain Trust had a terrible launch. I will point straight to ICP, which people still swoon over as the worst crypto launch in the history of crypto. I'm going to give it to ICP hands down. Brain Trust is not far behind that, man. I don't know what they were thinking with their zero to Coinbase kind of thing. I don't advise any crypto do that because it's just not gonna come out well for you. I like what the company is trying to do. I like the elimination of HR and the gatekeeper to the business and yeah. So I like what they are pitching. I like what they are pitching in their white paper. I like the idea, the concept, decentralized human resources as far as putting you in front of the business that's looking for this employee. And I love gig jobs. I will work for you for a year. No hard feelings, shake hands. You need a service, I provide the service. You pay me and we walk away. I love the idea behind that. So I like the fundamentals of it. Their coin launch was awful. I mean, I'm going to put it right now and say ICP and Brain Trust. That was I almost swore. I almost cussed. That was it was a show. So it could have been better. But I do believe in the fundamentals of it. I think it's, I like the idea. Now, there's a similar thing that's happening on a little known coin called District. If you go and look at District, that's another foundational coin. And there is some similar businesses that are doing that down on the District network. But Brain Trust has got a lot of behind it. There's a lot of money in there. So maybe they can do it better. That's my answer. Belle, carry on, please.
All right, Jason McCauley, this may have been explained before, but what is the methodology to value crypto?
People write books, and they will rope people into this shit. I swore. Damn it. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I don't swear on these, but you're getting into a passionate kind of subject for me. People are going to P.T. Barnum you all day on valuations. They will. They're going to say, this is the method. This is my method. This is what works. If you follow my method, you're going to be a billionaire, and the book's $20. YouTube is littered with them. Old bookstore. I mean, it's out there in your face all the time, and you probably see ads on this very channel that are telling you about if you follow this crypto method, it's going to work. This is how you evaluate and all that stuff. Valuations are personal. They're person to person. They're company to company. They're issue to issue. There is no fixed method or fixed understanding of evaluation. When you are evaluating a company, where you're evaluating a crypto, there is no fixed standard, all right, because it is interpretive. And I don't speak for another person. I certainly don't have the ego to tell you that you just must use my valuation. They're personal. It's based on experience. It's based on research. It's based on time that you spend digging into the token and other similar coins so that you could have a baseline. You could have a bar. You could have an understanding of what other or similar tokens have done. There's a lot that goes into it. There is absolutely no fixed standard. And if somebody is going to come up here pitching you a book saying if you use this method, it'll work, they are absolutely 100% full of it. Because if their method works so well, they wouldn't be selling books. They would just be turning into trillionaires using their method that they're trying to sell you. It's a come on, stay the hell away from it. I don't give financial advice, but I will give personal advice. It has nothing to do with accuracy. It has to do purely with you buying their product, because I would ask you to point me to the person who says, I have the perfect method and you can have it for free. Show me that guy and we can have that conversation. Belle, carry on, please.
All right, Thomas G next. I missed y'all. Haven't been able to make the live streams because of work. How do I join the live stream? Well, you're here, Thomas, and we've gone through with you how to join the members stream. And also, have you seen that Visa was coming out with a layer 2 solution for crypto spends?
Yeah, they are, boy. Visa's trying their damnedest not to get left behind, aren't they? I've been talking about this for a couple months. Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, and so forth. I can't say etc. because if you say it radio, it's etc. If you say it correctly, it's etc. I don't say etc. because I'm a radio guy, and somebody literally sent me an email on that. You're doing it wrong. All right, Jack. I've been talking about this for a while now. Visa might recognize that there might be some value in the digital payment processing space. And yes, I understand they're now going to hook up with a level 2. But they, you know what? They do have the stroke. They have the muscle to ram whatever the hell they want right down the throats of everybody and say it is now Visa Digital. They do have the muscle and the stroke to do that. And it would barely be a line item on their budget, the amount of money that they spent into this project. All right, they did $1.2 trillion of volume last year, and it's been increasing year over year over year. Even Visa themselves is aware that the volume is not there. I understand because I even got a comment today. You know, there was $1 billion on BitPay, last year, $1 billion. Visa did $1.2 trillion. So they may be paying lip service over to digital currency, and they might be hooking up with the level 2 and so forth and so on. But I don't think that they have any kind of serious inclination to get into it. They are doing it because they are Visa. They are first. We're the best. Got to go with Visa. They're doing all that. But if they had any kind of serious desire to move into the space, they would own it right now, and nobody could stop them. Nobody. So if they were serious, they would be there now. That's the answer, Thomas. Thank you so much for joining us again. Belle, carry on. We are almost coming to the end. We have more questions, don't we?
We have one more, and it's actually directed to me. Aaron.
Okay, take it, Belle.
Aaron's asking, why did you bother to research those crap coins? Well, curiosity for one. Two, I was actually on a mission to find coins that I could literally tear apart and make fun of because it's funny.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. So there we go. Now, with that one, I hope that's a satisfactory answer for you there, Aaron.
All right. So look, guys, we're coming to the end of it, man. If you keep the questions coming, we'll keep the show going. If we're out, we're out. I understand it happens. And that people can only take so much of me. I assure you guys, I could go for 24 hours solid and never stop talking. This is kind of my thing. But if I'm losing the audience, then there's really no point in that. Emory, do you have any closing thoughts, sir?
No, that's it, Scott.
That's it, Scott. That's it. You have all this talk, and that's it. You're just going to leave me flat out there. You are prepared to start making videos and putting them on the member screen, right?
Yeah, you should start seeing the members will start being able to view some videos starting the week after this weekend.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Give them a taste. What's your first video?
Sure. My first video is actually how I go about. I'm going to do just a 5-minute short on how I actually evaluate cryptos. I'm going to put a description out there. Just go, just line by line how I do it.
All right. Is yours the best way, the only way of doing it, or is it just how you do it?
The reason it's called valuations is because it's how you value it. It's all personal. So what I like to look for in crypto isn't what everyone else likes to look for in crypto. So it's every bit as personal as how you like your spaghetti or how you like to cook your food.
Excellent. See, that's a good answer. This is why you're my boy. That's why we do this, man. All right, Belle. You mentioned that we might be getting a guest on here very, very soon. Somebody very, very interesting. Why don't you give everybody a little taste?
Yes, I actually have a very good friend who is currently on a team developing several different tokens. Again, tokens, not not garbage coins. These actually have utility. As soon as she is able, we are going to be bringing her on the show. She's looking sometime after November 1st as at coming on and being our guest. She has a lot of fantastic information. The majority of the markets that she is actually implementing into are overseas. So she's got a lot of information coming from Japan, El Salvador, Africa, Germany, you name it. She's got some piece of knowledge about the markets there and what you should be looking at coming from them.
Excellent. Is she going to be open for questions from the audience?
She is. One of her firm beliefs is if she knows something, she wants to share it, because that's how we're going to grow this community.
Excellent. I would love to have her back as a returning guest. So assuming the first one goes right, we'd love to have her back. Ladies and gentlemen of the podcast, man, we cannot thank you enough for joining us, guys. You are exactly why we do this. If not, we'd just be having our little Zoom meetings, talking to ourselves with nothing else to do. But the support that you guys have given this channel has been absolutely incredible, man, and it means the world to me. We wanted to do something different. That's all it was. We wanted to do something different that no people are not generally doing on YouTube, and there's not a lot of pragmatism out there. So we thought we would bring some, see if it resonated, and apparently it does. It means the world to me every time I come on and we get views, or you guys are joining us on the live streams, man. It absolutely means the world to me. So with that, guys, I'm all done talking. We are going to turn it over to Belle. She gets 60 seconds, going to talk us up, talk us out, and yeah, that's it for me. So, Belle, take it away, please.
And everyone who joined us tonight, thank you. And thanks for the great questions. Those were fantastic. We do hope that each and every one of you enjoyed listening to us tonight. We hope you learned and took a lot from it, even if you didn't like the information. Thanks, Emory. We will be back on with our members stream on Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you guys have any questions, concerns, comments, definitely don't hesitate to email Scott and I. Our email addresses are at the bottom of the screen. Again, we thank you guys so much, and we will see you next time.
We are dropping new videos and podcasts every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And be sure to look for us on Instagram, Twitter, and Parler at The Podcasts. Also, visit our page at thepodcast.com, all one word, for all of our most current content.